لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين حبيب إله العالمين أبي القاسم محمد
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد
وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. قال الله جل وعلا في محكم كتابه الكريم: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألم أعهد إليكم يا بني آدم ألا تعبدوا الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين ونعبدوني هذا صراط مستقيم. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. In Surah Yasin, in verses 60 and 61, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "Did we not take an oath from you, O children of Adam, that you shall not serve Satan? He is your open enemy, and that you shall serve me. This is the straight path." Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters, wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, we have made it to the 10th day of Ramadan, and we have been speaking for the past 9 days about our subject, which is shaitan and how he misguides mankind. The way that he comes to us and he tries to deceive us and to misguide us from obeying the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we spoke about these past few nights about the benefits of shaitan's existence, and we said that his existence is beneficial for us because this will prove our iman and our faith to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that if we were so strong in faith that we should welcome this test and this challenge because we are confident in ourselves and our iman. Then we spoke about the two different kinds of paths, which is that path of Allah and that path of the shaitan, and we gave examples of history of two individuals who their destiny in akhirah were decided in one night. Then we spoke about also the 4 qualities of shaitan, and yesterday we touched upon the first weapon and the first assault that shaitan used against mankind, and we said that the first weapon that he used against mankind was hasad, was jealousy, was envy. And this is what we are going to be speaking about today and continuing the subject, which is shaitan and how he misguides, about the first weapon that he used. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He gives this example of the jealousy in which when Prophet Adam wanted to appoint the successor after him. So you find that he came to his youngest son, which was Habil, and the eldest brother was Qabil. So it was Allah's decision that He chose Habil to be his successor. But you find that when Habil was appointed as his successor, his eldest brother disputed. He disputed. He said, "Why is he going to be the leader? I should be the leader." He disputed. So this emotion that was in him, he actually went against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because it was Allah's decision every single time to choose a leader for mankind. And this is what our subject is today. That when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to choose a leader, He's the one who chooses it. He doesn't give the choice to the human being to choose. And we'll see at the end of the lecture why did he choose Habil and not Qabil? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he chose for Habil to be the leader, he could have came and said, hey look, I'm God, I'm the one who created you, and it's my choice. It's my choice who I choose, and whether you like it or not, he's going to lead. He could have used that approach. He could have used that attitude with him. But what did he do? What did he say? The style of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the style of Islam is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He comes and someone disputes a decision, what does He do? He doesn't impose on anyone this decision. Allah, look how merciful He is. He does not impose His own decision. He's the creator of the universe and everything that we have. He doesn't come and impose His decision. So what does He do? Rather, He proves to the makhluqat, to the creation, why He made that decision. He shows them why that's a better decision. So you find that Allah mentions in one of these examples of these disputes, it's not something new. You find that in the Quran, it's mentioned, إِذْ قَالَ لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ إِنِّي جَاعِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً. Remember when your Lord said to the angels that I'm going to appoint a Khalifa, a successor on earth. So who disputed before Shaitan came and disputed? It was the angels that disputed. And they were infallible. These angels were infallible. So they came and they disputed before Shaitan. So what did the angels say? They said, أَتَجْعَلْ فِيهَا مَنْ يَسْفِكُ الدِّمَاءِ. Are you going to place someone who is going to cause mischief in the land? We are the ones that come and do tasbih to you every single day. You're going to choose that type of person to come and to lead? So you see that they all disputed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decision. And it wasn't because out of animosity or hatefulness. Their dispute was because of ignorance. So again, Allah didn't come and say, how dare you challenge my authority? I'm Allah. How dare you challenge me? No, He didn't say that. But He said, okay, you want it this way? Okay, then I'm going to give you a challenge. I'm going to give you a challenge. So He said, all of you on one side, and Adam on the other side. You find that all the angels, Jibreel and Israfil and Mikael and Malik al-Maut, all of them, they were in consensus against the decision of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the question is, that we brought up just a few minutes ago, is that the angels were infallible. So if the angels were in consensus against Allah's decision, now the human being, the fallible human being, is going to come and choose someone to lead? The angels couldn't do it. Now the human being wants to come and to do it. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with His mercy and His compassion, He wanted to come and make it clear to them that I am the only one that chooses. So how did He do this? He said, okay, all the angels, you come together. I want to ask you a question. So Allah asks them, He tells them, there are some names that all of you read. And I am asking you, can you tell me about these names? Don't tell me what these names are. Tell me about these names. So the angels, they looked at each other, they looked around, they said, Allah, we don't know anything about these individuals. We only know what you have told us. And we don't know anything. So Allah turns to Adam and He tells him, show me who these names are and inform me about these names. So what does he say? He says, Hada Muhammad wa anta Mahmud. And then he says, Hada Ali wa anta A'la. وهذه فاطمة وأنت فاطر السماوات والأرض وهذا الحسن وأنت القديم وهذا الحسين وأنت قديم الإحسان. صلوا على محمد. Allah automatically proved his point. Allah proved to them that Adam is the Khalifa. How? Because he was the most knowledgeable amongst them. So the issue was about knowledge, and the issue more than the knowledge was about ma'rifah. Subhanallah. Was about knowing who they are, not just knowing their names. That's why it's not good enough just to be able to recite the Quran with a good voice. You have to have ma'rifah of that Quran. And this is what happened with Nabi Adam. So now the angels, they knew for every time and for every era going forward that it's not about who's older or who's bigger or who's stronger, but who is the most knowledgeable. And Adam, peace be upon him, was the most knowledgeable. Hence, that's why he was the Khalifa. And if you read in the Quran, before the competition, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned, and he taught Adam, peace be upon him, the names. He says he taught him the names, and he taught him these names. So say for example, I'm a teacher, and I come and I tell the student all the answers, right? And then I give the whole class a test. Of course that student is going to win, right? But what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was looking for was not only about the knowledge, but He's looking for the ma'rifah of who these people are. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you the ability of gaining knowledge, then it's up to the one who can gain ma'rifah of that knowledge. You have to gain ma'rifah of that knowledge. It has to mix with you as a person, with your personality and your character. That's when it will have an effect. So you see that Allah gave ilm to everyone. The moon is there for everyone to see. The sun is there for everyone to see. And we see all the creations around us that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created. But the idea is not what we know. The idea is what we know that will help us reach Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants for us. So anytime, this is the beauty of Allah. When I was reading this, it really touched me. The beauty and the compassion of Allah. Even Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He's the boss. Even the boss, Allah, He is the boss. He is the biggest boss. What does He say? He says, anytime you dispute with me, I will not impose my decision on you, but I will show you why my decision is correct. So when Qabil came and he said that I don't agree with this, you find he was the eldest brother, and Adam could have came and said and imposed his decision. He could have came and imposed his decision. But again, that's not the style of Islam. Islam does not impose itself. It will prove itself. This is what's happening today in this world as we speak. That we don't have to go and shout outside and say Islam is the right religion. But you as a Muslim, you are showing that Islam is the right religion through your akhlaq in society. And this is why the role of a sister is so important. She doesn't even have to say anything, but that hijab is a jihad for her every day. And what's happening around the world, and she's still wearing that hijab. So you find that Allah that does not impose His decision, and neither did Adam come and impose his decision. So he said, okay, I'm not going to impose my decision, but you Qabil, I'm going to show you why Allah chose Habil and not you. So he said, that I'm going to have a competition between you two. Okay? The competition is that you have to bring something for a sacrifice. Okay? So you, Habil, you bring something to sacrifice, and you, Qabil, bring something to sacrifice. And this sacrifice is going to be for the sake of Allah. And whoever is lightning, Allah is going to strike lightning, and whoever is lightning, he strikes, that person will lose, and the other person will win. So what happens? Qabil, he goes home, and he looks for the oldest stuff, the most used stuff, like the broken stuff. Sometimes, unfortunately, you find that when it comes for people buying stuff for their home, they buy the newest of things, brand new, in the box. But when it comes to donate to the mosque, they give all these broken things and rusty things and dusty things. That's the things that they donate. So this was the case of Qabil. He went and he found all the rusty things in his home, and he brought them out, all the broken things, he brought them out. He said, since, Allah is going to strike lightning, the things are going to break and they're going to burn and they're going to go away. So why should I bring something new? I'm going to bring all the garbage that I have, and I'm going to put it out there. As much garbage as I can. The whole garbage, disposal, everything. So he brought all the garbage out. This was his mentality. Then you have Habil on the other hand. He said, no, since this is a sacrifice for Allah, I have to bring the best of things. So he went into his home and he brought everything that he thinks is the best. Everything good that he likes, that he loves, he brought that out for the sacrifice. So they come out on that day, and I just want you to pay attention to the psychology of why Habil became the Khalifa and not Qabil. So you find that they came out, and Habil put his stuff, and Qabil put his stuff, and Allah struck lightning on Qabil's stuff. He went, and he took the stuff away. Habil is the one that won the competition. Why? Because the idea is that if you're coming and you're giving everything that you have for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is what Habil did. He took everything, the best of what he had, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that was the intention of Habil, and that's why he won the competition. I'll give you an example. My teacher, he narrates the story that one time he went to the Hajj, and a whole family came with him. And one day the son came to him, and he told him, Father, I want to go buy something. So he took out his stack of money, and the $1 was there, the $5 was there, the 20, and then the 50 was there. So all of a sudden you see the son, he snatches the 50, he takes it, of course. He's going to take that 50, and then the father says, you know what, it's okay. You can have the 50, take it and go enjoy yourself. So as they were walking, the father was walking with the Maulana. He was walking, and along came a beggar. A beggar came along, and he asked for some money. So the brother, he takes out his stack of money, and he has all the money there, the $1, the 20, the 50. So what does he do? He pulls out $1, and he gives it to the beggar, and he walks away. The Maulana comes, my teacher, he comes and he tells him, brother, can I just ask you just a quick question here? Can I interject a little bit? So yeah, sure, go ahead. He says, I want to ask you, why did you give $50 to your son and you only gave $1 to the beggar? He said, oh, because when I gave that $50, it's as if I was, taking it for myself. It's like one. Me and my son are one. But when I come and I give to the beggar, no, it's like I've lost something. So Maulana came, my teacher, he told him, brother, you got it all wrong. You come and you say that you've lost that $1. you have the wrong calculation. It's totally opposite. He said, Maulana told the brother, he told him, when you sacrifice for the sake of Allah, you will find that that reward will manifest itself in this life as well as the hereafter. So if you gave more than that, you would get more of a return. The more you invest, the more you should get back. And this is the best type of investment in which you will never lose. It's a guaranteed investment for your dunya and akhirah. So this is what he told him. And this was the thinking of Qabil, in which he wasn't thinking this way. He wasn't thinking that this sacrifice is going to be for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you find, brothers and sisters, I'll tell you, my personal own experience, how many times in which I did not have, for example, I didn't have anything, I had maybe something, but that was the most thing that, for example, I had a ring that I brought from ziyarah. It was given to me as a gift. And one of the brothers in the house, he found it in the car. And Maulana Bey came and he gave him that ring. He said, oh, this ring is lost, you can have that ring. Okay, first he's my teacher, I can't say anything about it. But second thing is I could have said, no, that's my ring, give it back to me. So the brother told me, yeah, I found this ring and it was Durr al-Najaf and it had Harz al-Imam al-Jawad in it. And it's from Karbala, right in front of the shrine of Abu Abdullah. So it was very dear to me. It was a gift that was given to me. So he told me, yeah, we found this ring. Maulana Bey gave it to me. It's nice. I looked at it. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, it's my ring. I'm like, yeah, I know. I've seen it before. I think I've seen it before. Yeah. So then he's like, no, it's okay. You can have it. You can take it. I'm like, no, brother. It's okay. You can have it. You can take it. He said, why? I said, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in the Holy Quran, لَن تَنَالُوا الْبَرَّ حَتَّى تُنْفِقُوا مِمَّا تُحِبُّونَ. That if I want something, if there's a haja that I want, I won't receive it unless I give that in which I love. So I love you, brother, and I love the ring, so just take it, please. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So you see, this is where the hasad comes in. When even in between two brothers, this hasad came through. It came through in between them. And what ended up happening is that Qabil killed Habil. And later on, inshallah, next couple of lectures, we'll talk about that specifically. So, you find that sometimes in your own family, if you have a younger brother that is better than you, you should accept the fact that he's better than you. If you have, because if you don't accept the fact that that younger brother is better than you, then that envy will destroy you. And the opposite is true. If you have an older brother that is better than you, then that envy, if you have envy towards him, la samahallah, it will destroy you. Even if you are a father, for example, and you have a son that is better than you, maybe he is more athletic than you when you were younger, and you're like, wow, so you should be happy for the fact that he's better than you, or else the envy will destroy you. And you find one example in history. There's two examples, but I'm just going to give one because of the time. That when it was time for Abu Bakr, when he became Khalifa, they came to his father and they told him, hey, your son has become the leader of the Muslims. So the first question he asked was, how in the world did he become Khalifa? That was his question. How in the world did he become Khalifa? Out of all people, him? La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. So his own father didn't even believe that he was a Khalifa, or supposed to be a Khalifa. how did he become a leader? This is what he's saying to himself. So they told him that, yeah, he's become the leader. He said, what do you mean? He's become the Khalifa. So he asked, how did he become the leader? They said, oh, because he's the eldest. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm his father. I'm the oldest. You're saying he's the oldest? So, this is, the hasad came in between him and his own son. He said, I'm the oldest. What are you talking about? And this is why our Holy Prophet Muhammad he said, Al-hasad يأكل الإيمان كما تأكل النار الحطب. That hasad eats away iman like fire eats away wood. So if you have iman, the thing that destroys it is hasad, is envy. And that's what destroys iman. Okay, so ya Allah, if the hasad destroys the iman, then there has to be something to protect it. So for example, if you have an allergy, there has to be some type of medicine to curb the allergy. And this is why our Holy Prophet has a hadith that says, Ya Ali, Ya Ali, your love is the protection of iman. Sallu ala Muhammad. Therefore, whenever there is envy, the love of Ali cannot be there. And whenever the love of Ali is there, then envy cannot take place. And this is the reasoning behind this. And if you look, because if you look in our community, for example, you'll never find a rich man being envious of the poor. For example, if someone has a Lamborghini and he sees a homeless man, he's not going to leave his Lamborghini and say, oh, I want to be like the homeless man. So it's never the rich being envious of the poor. It's always the opposite. So you have to understand that the love, that if you have this treasure, and we spoke about this a few days ago, that if that one person has the love of Ali, then they understand the treasure that they have. And that's why they can never be envious of others. Because they have that treasure in them that no one else has. So if you have this treasure in your heart, you should never be envious of anyone, because you have something that no one else has. So hasad cannot come into those that love Ahlul Bayt. The ones that love Ahlul Bayt have that wealth. And then, only then you will see that the wealthy will be envious of the poor. Because they have that wealth and that treasure, which is the love of Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad. You have a hadith from our beloved Imam Ali al-Ridha, salamullahi alayhi. A very beautiful hadith that's related to our subject. He says that there was the Abbasid Khalifa during the time of Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq alayhi salatu wassalam. He says that his name was Mansur al-Dawaniqi, and Mansur was his name, Dawaniqi was his title. Dawaniqi means the one that dies for money. Okay? So this Mansur al-Dawaniqi, the one that dies for money, he invited the sixth Imam, and he asked him a question. He said, everyone that comes to me is afraid of me. Why aren't you afraid of me? So the Imam replied back and he said, listen, I don't have dunya that I'm afraid to lose. And you don't have deen that I'm not afraid of not finding. Then you find that the Mansur, when he asked this question, he was so embarrassed to ask such a question. Then he backtracked a little bit. Then he said, no, that's not what I meant to say. What I meant to say is that why don't you come here more often? So you find that Mansur, he was an emperor. He had the whole dunya in his hands. He had an army, he had the money, he had everything. But you find that he was pushing for the Imam to come to him. Why? You ask yourself, why did he want the Imam to come to him? It's because he was envious of the Imam. Why was he envious of the Imam? It's because the Imam had that wealth. He had that love. And he had that treasure, in which that treasure attracted the masses. This is what people do not understand. Why the madhab of Al-Muhammad is still going and will continue until the reappearance of our 12th Imam. Because they think that that wealth is supposed to be there for happiness. But that's not true wealth. Money is not true happiness. That's not the real wealth. The true wealth that comes is that wealth of faith. Of having faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His holy Ahlul Bayt. So Imam Sadiq alayhi salatu wassalam, so again Mansur, he told him, why don't you come, more often to visit me? So then the Imam, he lays him out flat. He tells him, he says, listen, those who truly love their religion, they will never come to you. They will never be found around you. And those that love their dunya will never advise you. Because if you love dunya, you wouldn't want them to advise you. Because a person like you will get upset. So the Imam is telling him, you just want me here for show. You just want to invite me to say, to the people that I have, invited the Imam and brought him in. And to conclude, and we will go into the musibah inshallah today, since it's wafat of Bibi Khadija salamullahi alayha. صلوا على محمد وآله. So you find, brothers and sisters, that this quality, this weapon that shaitan used against mankind, in which it is hasad, it is jealousy. He will come and he will infuse this quality in between the mu'mineen, in between the mu'minat, to try to mislead us and to try to create hatred in between us. And inshallah tomorrow we will talk about more about how shaitan will misguide us. Now we come to Bibi Khadija salamullahi alayha, in which she talking about, when we come and we talk about sacrifice. She sacrificed everything that she had for the mission of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. If you really want to see a lady who gave everything that she had for the Prophet, then it is that Khadija salamullahi alayha who gave everything she had to the Prophet. When they got married, the Prophet was hesitant. Before they got married, the Prophet was hesitant about getting married, because she asked the Prophet, what type of woman would you like to marry? So the Prophet responded, he said, someone who is equal to me or less than me in worldly possessions. And she saw that she was much richer than the Prophet. She saw that the Prophet was hesitant, and she said that I want to give everything to you, Ya Rasulullah. I'm going to give you everything that I have, and everything is yours, even I am yours. I am your servant. Now, based on everything that you said, now you have more wealth than I do. The only thing that I want in return is two things. The only thing that I want is you. And the second thing that I want is that I want you to keep and not put away my servant, Zayd ibn Haritha. So the Prophet accepted and said, yes, Zayd will stay with me and I will treat him as my own child. And you find that the Prophet was ashraf al-makhluqat. And he knows that when someone did ihsan to him, that he will return that back to her. Now I ask Bibi Khadija one question. Was that a good trade for you or not? The only thing that you got in return was the aba of the Prophet. When you passed away, the only thing that you got in return was the aba of the Prophet. And that's why you see that the last days of Khadija, when the last days of Khadija came, and Khadija was on her deathbed, and Rasulullah was beside her, and Bibi Fatima was next to her, and Bibi Fatima is knowing, she's getting the idea that she is becoming an orphan. And Bibi Khadija was taking her last breath before the Prophet. And she came and she asked the Prophet. She said, Ya Rasulullah, tell me, please tell me, have I been a good wife to you? Rasulullah, with tears in his eyes, he looks at Khadija and he says, Khadija, I ask Allah that He have mercy on you in this dunya and the hereafter. You have been more than a wife to me. You have been faithful to me. When Khadija died, Rasulullah took Khadija, Bibi Khadija. What did he do? He put a shroud on her, because when she died, she did not even have the money to buy a coffin for herself. Then you see that the Prophet, he took the aba and he gave it to Khadija. The aba was worth more than anything in this world. If we only had a piece of the aba, then we would have a better chance of entering the akhirah. And this is why you find that when Hur came to Imam Hussein to get some water on the 10th day of Muharram, Aba Abdullah did not have any water to give to Hur. He did not have any food to give to Hur. He did not have anything to give to Hur. But what did he give to him? What did he serve him? When Hur died, he came and he gave him all he had was his handkerchief. He came and he wrapped that handkerchief around the head of Hur. And we say, oh Hur, you left everything in this world, and the only thing that you got was the handkerchief of Imam Hussein. And this is the greatest gift that you can receive. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون والعاقبة للمتقين. Ya Allah, we ask you to accept this humble majlis from us, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, we ask you to make us better believers in you, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, we ask you to strengthen our relationship with you in this holy month of Ramadan. Ya Allah, we ask you to bless this community. Ya Allah, we ask you to protect this community and to make them amongst the helpers of the 12th Imam when he returns. And let us please recite Surah Al-Fatiha for the sponsors of tonight's program. Brother Ali Amir, Layla Begum, Ali Abrar Amir, Mustansar Ali, Zainabun Nisa Begum, and Haji Khursan Hussein, Haji Khurban Hussein, and all your deceased, and all your marhumin and marhumat, and all martyrs of Islam, and for the protection of Sayyid Ali Sistani and all of our maraja around the world. Let us all please recite Surah Al-Fatiha, and before that 3 loud salawats ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Malik yawmiddin.